Welcome to the Ben Armstrong Show, folks. So glad that you have joined me. These videos, as disturbing as they are, they really do need to be seen. These videos show why people call Joe Biden a pedophile. And I've seen them for a long time. I've never really done a show on it, but there is just so much. It's so overwhelming. And I realize, they keep removing the evidence that I need to document it by doing a show on it so that they can't remove it from my shows. So I might as well do a show on it, even though it's been out there. And then I realized, you know what? There's still a lot of people, I bet, that have not even seen this. We forget, the people who look for truth find it through alternative media. But there's lots of people that the censorship actually works and they don't know anything about this. So make sure you share this with people that don't know anything about this. I guarantee you there are people that don't, especially if they're on the left. They don't know. And none of the left-wingers will like this either. No one can like this. It's horrific. Let me jump right into it, folks. I don't want to waste any time because I've got a lot of video clips to show you. So Creepy Joe is at it again. Here's another incident where as soon as he sees a child, he makes a beeline. He always goes right for the child, like a pedophile would. And he's always trying to distract and always, especially in public, trying to make it look like he's not being creepy. But when he's caught on video, you can tell he's being creepy. And it's bad. The first thing you see is not nearly as bad as some of the stuff I will show you later. Some of the worst stuff you'll see later. But let's get into this. So InfoWars was talking about this. Again, he goes up to a girl. He always uses the same line about them like not getting married until they're 30 or no boys until you're 30. He uses it all the time so that he can either sniff them or grope them or just be creepy. Sometimes there's times where he doesn't go to the full grope and stuff, and he's still creepy. And you can tell he's like salivating. He wants to touch them, though. He really has to touch them. This is not normal behavior. You cannot brush it off as he's just an old man who doesn't know what he's doing. He's done this his whole life. And we're just going to give you stuff since he's been an old man. But you can go back forever with him. Anyways, take a listen.
Private photo op, and you could just see the uncomfortable look on that poor little girl's face. And, they try to stop him because it was a private photo op. But the reason why they don't want any video going on is for reasons like this, because they know that Joe Biden, this creepy, disgusting weirdo, does this kind of stuff whenever there's a little girl present or a little boy present at that. He begins to walk up to them. He gets all excited inside and the hands come out, the eyes get big. And then it's just like, dude, I show that to my mom. And, my mom, has come a long way. She was anti-Trump at the beginning. She's totally red-pilled now. She's like, that can't be real. There's no way that's real. That's real. That's not some kind of meme. I'm like, no, Mom, that is a real video. That is actually the puppet president of the United States groping a little girl, whispering into her ear and probably sniffing her at the same time.
Yes, he's showing that there's a story about his mom. There's a lot of older people who don't look at things on the internet. And they're not going to look this up. And they don't know. It's amazing how many people don't know. But if you know an older person that has email, because there's lots of older people that don't really use the internet, but they do have some internet where they'll have email. Or they might have a phone, even though they're older, that can receive texts. You, as like their child, you better know them directly as a relative or something, should give them this show. Send it to them, share it. Make sure you subscribe as well. I might as well say that since you're doing it. Subscribe to these videos so that you're always informed. But anyways, I'm going to pick up where I left off with InfoWars because they get deeper into this. This is creepy behavior, and this is nothing. If this is the first thing you saw, you'll think, you guys are being over the top. But the people that are new, you need to understand. I'm going to show you some of the old stuff, and then you'll understand. By the end of this video, you will have no doubt why people say Joe Biden is creepy. More than that, you'll have no doubt why people call him a pedophile. Here's more.
But that's why they don't want people seeing this. That's why they try and stop it, because they know the regular sane-minded person takes a look at that and says, dude, that guy's probably a pedophile. Get him the hell away from the kids. But because he's a Democrat, because he's the puppet president, because he's an elite, he gets a pass to just touch little kids out in the open in public. And it goes back to my point, Owen. They want this stuff to be normalized.
And Joe Biden is the normalizer, if you will. If the president can do it on C-SPAN, then why can't I at a drag queen for kids strip show? And now, by the way, there's another image. Now, I mean, look, sadly, I've seen all of the Joe Biden sniffing little girls, grabbing little boys' genitals. I mean, little kids sniffing their necks. It looks like he's licking them sometimes, grabbing their ears, biting them. I mean, literally, folks, this has all happened. One time he bit Jill Biden's ear at an event. He bit her ear. I mean, that's how out of control he is right now. But have you seen this new one? Because I was surprised I'd never seen this one, but I don't know when this happened. Have you seen the Joe Biden headbutt sniff of the little kid? Guys, put this one. Have you seen this one yet? Look at this one. Have you seen this one?
It's like some kind of beast, like some kind of like mating call. You know what I mean? It's like this guy's like driven by his passions because he's so used to being around little kids and touching them and sniffing them. That little kid is all of us right now in America. Like, get the hell away from us. Get the hell away from me, Joe. No.
Look, the kid has the instincts. Just like the young girl in the video, the kid has the intuition, the instincts to know that's a predator. He goes to hide for daddy, and then Joe gives the headbutt. Look at that deep sniff, too. Look at that.
Nosing him. He's nosing him, Owen. Oh, Joe Biden's such a freak. He's into nosing little kids on the back. Dude, this is. Here's the thing, too, Owen. Do you ever?
That is disgusting. I've never seen that one either, and you can tell it's super creepy. But he's done worse than that. And folks, I'm not even going to show you really all the different women he's done stuff to. Remember, and he's been accused by women as well, but there's tons of stuff of him doing to full-grown women. There might be a few snippets that I'll show you of him doing to full-grown women. We're just concentrating on kids because his perversion has no bounds. He's all. It doesn't matter, it appears, what sex you are or how old you are. Doesn't matter. And he prefers children. And he constantly says he prefers children over people. That's a line that he says. I prefer children over people. Do you know who Joe Biden reminds me of? I've said this way back before all of this evidence was really commonplace. He reminds me of Jerry Sandusky, the Penn State child molester coach. Remember that coach at Penn State University that was raping children? Jerry Sandusky? They even look the same. They act the same. They talk the same. And Jerry Sandusky says it's because he loves kids. He loves kids. That's who Joe Biden reminds me of. Anyways, let's move on. Here's one that's a little bit newer as well. This is Joe Biden. And it's just creepy how he's doing it. Remember, what grown man does this to strangers' kids? You, as a grown man, would never do this to a stranger's kids the way he touches them. Always keep that in mind. Only perverts touch kids the way he touches them in public. This is in public. What would Joe Biden do if he had this little kid privately in his home with no one around? Because look how he touches this little boy, how he gropes his hair, and how he rubs him in public, in front of a whole crowd. Watch.
I cannot thank the president enough. And I know our federal delegation feels the same way. They have been hugely supportive. Thank you, Congressman Comer, for being strong for this community and for pushing for everything we need in Washington, D.C. You've been a wonderful partner. I hope the people of Kentucky know that I care deeply about them. And the president does too. He's here in Dawson Springs, Kentucky, because we're hurting. I am so thankful for the full, unwavering support of our federal delegation. I'm so thankful for the president that has said yes to every...
You see how he's rubbing that shoulder and stuff. Why does he grope and touch strangers? I would never rub someone else's child that way. He does it in a way where he tries to make it get away with, like, if it was your own child in a loving way. He's smart enough to understand because he's been doing this for years. That's why some people could casually look at this. This is not his kid. This isn't his kid who he's proud of or something, and he's giving it. This is something worse than that. But I know this doesn't convince you. I will get to more stuff where it's obvious. But this is the small stuff, and it's still creepy. It's frustrating. And folks, I know if you're listening on the radio and you're like, I can't see the video, I want to see the video, you got to go to thenewamerican.com, go to the video section and find the Ben Armstrong Show, thenewamerican.com, and then go to the video section, and then you can watch the videos if you're listening on radio. All right, here is another instance. Again, these are the small ones. But when you keep adding all these up, and then when I give you some of the bigger ones in a montage, you'll understand. Here's another one.
Secret Service and the people in the White House and the Democrats don't want children around Joe Biden because they know what's going to happen if a child gets around Joe. And it just so happened that Joe got access to a child yesterday, and same thing happened. Grabs the kid, touches the kid's face, gropes the kid. I mean, it's every damn time, folks. It's every damn time with this psychotic. And you can see Al Sharpton there. He knows that he's about to hand over this little girl to a creepy old pedophile. And you can kind of see the look on his face like, oh, what do I do? Do I rip her away and show the whole world that I know Joe's a creep, or do I just let her sit here and get touched?
Yeah, that is so true. That was, I think, one of Al Sharpton's relatives. I don't know if it's his granddaughter or I swear, I can't remember. I remember when this happened, seeing it in the news, but I can't remember her relationship to Al Sharpton, but I think she's related to Al Sharpton, I believe, in some sort of way. Now, here is an in-depth of one of his worst, where he grabs this little girl's, I hate to be graphic, but I have to, especially for the radio audience. He grabs, it looks like her nipple, through her shirt, and she yanks away. This is where you're going to see, this is really disturbing. And this is in public. Watch.
Here we've got Joe Biden swearing in Senator Steve Daines of Montana, who's there with his family, the Daines Piaccesi family. And this shows how Joe Biden is a master of misdirection. First, he tells the family to look up to distract them before the pinching. And then as he's pinching, he says, no serious dates till you're 30. Right now, you see his hand on her right shoulder, and then it moves down to her right breast as he forms a pinching shape, and then he pinches. Well, he says, no serious dates until you're 30, causing her eyes to bug out. She steps to the left. She looks back and forth for someone to help and to see if anyone saw him do it. She's looking for someone to help her. See what Biden did? He got everyone to look up. He distracted them. And then while he's pinching the girl, he says, no serious dates until you're 30, causing another relative of the girl to laugh. So he's got everyone distracted. Everyone thinks he's this funny, nice, affectionate guy. He pinched this girl. He molested this girl live on TV.
It's really disturbing, folks. But there's more. All right. I remember playing this audio cut of Joe Biden when he was running for office. And this was when he was on the campaign trail. Before I even seen any of these videos, this was really what made people started to look at videos much more nationwide, was this statement that he made when he went back to where he used to be a lifeguard. He was a lifeguard at this pool, and he was talking to people, and he tells the most bizarre story where you can tell he's all giddy that children used to rub his leg hairs. And you couldn't make it up. We said, no one talks this way except for, and I used to say this on the radio, no one talks this way except for like child molesters. And this, when he did this on the campaign trail running against Donald Trump, that's the first time where I said, oh my goodness, you know who he reminds me of when he's talking like this? Jerry Sandusky. The way he's talking about the kids. I listened to how Jerry Sandusky, the Penn State coach who was a child rapist, I listened to how they talk, their mannerism, and even how they act and look. And it's exact. He's Jerry Sandusky in this clip. But it's weird, bizarre. Only weird, whacked out, molesting people seem to talk this way. Either Joe Biden is the most weird person in the world, or he's doing what a lot of people are accusing him of doing. It doesn't even matter. You wouldn't trust him with a 10-foot pole to be near your kids. All right. Take a listen to this bizarre statement, and I'm sure a lot of you will remember it.
And by the way, you know, I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Nobody ever understood why he said I learned about roaches. And then why does he say he loves kids jumping on his lap? Folks, you decide. Here's the montage. Wait till you see this. This is going to blow you away if you've never seen this. A lot of you have. Many of you have not. So I don't like doing shows unless I can present evidence upon evidence to where there's no doubt that, okay, now you know why people call him a pedophile. Now you know why. Watch this montage.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, nice to see you guys. Can I go with just alone?
Dad's gonna stand pretty close.
Don't tell me what you have to.
He's having fun. Thank you, sir.
No serious guys.
Everybody else is looking forward to
Grandpa for guys.
That's nice.
No, I'm not saying. He knows I do. You remember what I told you last time I saw you? Do you remember what I told you? No, not smile. No date till you're 30. Okay, there we go. Well, let's get the senator in here.
He does.
Okay, don't forget that this is all in public. All in public, folks. Let me give you another montage of some of the same events. This is actually with an adult, it starts out, but some of the same events, but from different, it's almost like from a different perspective, but you'll see. Take a look at this.
For their trust and confidence. I've got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife.
Don't tell me what you have to. Can I go with just alone? We met before. It's hard to forget those eyes. Oh, wait, no, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
I still hold
You
five?
right over here. There we go. You can put it away if you want. Remember what you said to my mom? It was wonderful. My mom loved it.
1 minute, Angel. Do you want to hold it? Here, lollipop. It's going to come in.
Got us all.
Just look at the camera, and we're going to have lollipop. It's going to go in your mouth right out. Right out.
Keep
Really
going. You're
excited.
standing right next to me. There you go. And then we're going to have.
There you go.
Got it? Okay.
And the people in the back, you can spread out a little bit.
Do you remember what I told you? No, not smile. No date till you're 30. Hey, Angel, how old are you? You're 12. What's your name? How are you? The problem is, you guys, you got a hard time. All right, sister. I like kids better than people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
He knows. Do you know what my dad used to say? His granddaughter said, "One important girl."
And folks, he clearly has a hair fetish. Not just sniffing, but he has to touch it, especially little kids. But if you think that's not enough, well, guess what? His own daughter accused him of doing inappropriate things, like taking showers with her. Here's Tucker Carlson on that.
So we're going to recap a lot of what you just heard. This has been out there for a while. It should have been the focus of a lot more attention than it has been. We hope to change that. So here, once again, are the words from Ashley Biden's diary. Quote, "I've always been boy crazy," she wrote, "hypersexualized at a young age. I remember somewhat being sexualized with a family member. I remember having sex with friends at a young age. Showers with my dad, probably not appropriate." So Ashley Biden wrote this in the context of her struggle with sexual compulsiveness in later life. And she attributes those compulsions to the fact that her father took showers with her in a way that was, quote, not appropriate. Now, we have no reason to doubt that what she wrote is true. She did not write this for public consumption. She wrote it in a diary that, as you just heard, she accidentally left behind in a halfway house in Palm Beach, Florida in June of 2020 during the presidential race. The woman who took the room that she left, a single mother, found that diary under the bed. Now, if you are the father of daughters, ask yourself, is there any explanation for that behavior that is justifiable?
And you know the answer is no. One more from Tucker Carlson, because later in a different show, Tucker talks about why is Joe Biden referred to by his own family members privately as pedo Peter.
So a lot of people online are wondering why, according to Hunter Biden's electronic devices, Joe Biden's family refers to him as pedo Peter. It's kind of weird. Why would they call a guy who showers with his own daughter pedo Peter? We have no idea. Then we saw these pictures. They showed Joe Biden kissing his own granddaughter on the lips multiple times. In February of 2020, Joe Biden was speaking at a campaign event in Iowa. He said his daughter told him not to kiss her in public. Then he said his granddaughter is, quote, different.
Folks, I don't know what else to say other than if you doubt this, if you're a Democrat and you give excuses, oh yeah, I guarantee you if you watch this video and you're a Democrat, if Joe Biden asked to babysit your kid all night long, you would never let him in a million years. Now, would you? No, you wouldn't. And you know why. Because this isn't normal behavior. And now you know why people refer to Joe Biden as a pedophile.